Yo, it's your boy, Optic Superhair. Absolutely geeked out of his top. I'm watching Danny Duncan geeked in Discord. I'm cooked.
What? How come? We bailed you out.
This is one scary thing. This is scared.
Oh my days. Oh my days.
What's your name? Hayden?
Good.
Your name's Hayden?
Yeah.
Christian.
This is
Nice
Christian.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Well, let's go. Thank you for the help. He's never going back in here again.
Look at McDonald's.
Yeah, nigga, help.
We're going to Walmart, but we got to get necessities, so don't send them. What were you stealing? Just random bullshit?
A hatchet and a knife.
Fuck no, bro. Come on.
Oh, how come?
Hell are you
Basic
talking about?
necessities for the carpet trail.
True. After you, sir.
Thanks.
Oh, this kid's still with us, bro.
What do you think about the guards in there, like the cops?
They can go screw a dick.
You ever killed anyone?
No.
You want to?
No.
Hey, I'm just making sure. Was there anything wrong with checking?
Wait, who's your wallpaper?
Damn, who's that, bro? What's her name? Salma Hadjic?
Are you famous?
A little bit. A little bit,
And I feel like I've seen you before.
Where at?
Somewhere. I don't know where.
Wait, so why don't you like the cops in there?
Because he steals stuff.
Cops are snitches.
No, the Charlotte County cops are pretty cool.
Snitches get stitches.
No, buddy. Dude, this is...
Everything the light touches is your canvas with Sharpie Creative Markers. Disney's Mufasa the Lion King, now playing only in theaters.
When I decided to get my education degree, I heard it all. It's too expensive, and you'll have to take out student loans.
Leadership disputes further.
I was never meant to be a warrior.
Bro. I was whooping ass.
All right, hate groups. Before we actually dive into this web of hate groups and the ideologies that fuel them, it's important to
I think it's
pause
time
and
for me to
reflect
use
on the
cerulean bread.
devastating consequences that often arise when these beliefs seep into the minds of vulnerable individuals.
I want to watch that so bad, but I'm not gonna be able to watch it. I want to watch the MV, not watch the MV.
Tomorrow, Saturday, February 1st, is the 3rd annual Horror Royal Rumble over on our other channel, Dead Meat Presents. Come watch 30 custom-made
Might
horror
have to get some
characters
dagger
duke it out in a
challenge.
wrestling ring until only one remains. It premieres at
Gun
3 p.m.
challenge.
Eastern, 12 noon
Gun challenge
Pacific
is kinda
over on
boo-boo.
Dead Meat Presents. See you there! Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at 28 Weeks Later, released in 2007. After 28 Days Later made over 10 times its budget, producers started zooming towards a sequel right away. It was initially pitched as a prequel called 29 Days Later, which would take place during the initial outbreak.
There was an idea that it was to take place in the 28 days between the original outbreak and when the first film started, and it was all going to be about a team of British Marines trying to rescue the Prime Minister and the Queen.
But the final concept went in the opposite direction, taking us many weeks after the outbreak to a clean, infection-free London. As the end of the first
Whoa.
movie showed, people with the rage virus eventually starved to death. This sequel takes place after that's happened en masse, as London attempts to repopulate. Unlike the eerie isolation of the first film, Weeks features a whole-ass colony of survivors. Makes the movie a lot bigger, but to keep things grounded, it hones in and focuses on a family, one that may hold the genetic key to a rage cure.
What?
But of course, thanks to human error, it's not long before the rage virus is up and running again. Literally. After way more weeks of...
James, I got your family to safety like you asked, but the infected, they're everywhere, man. You gotta let me in.
Zoran? Is that you, man? Yeah, here that
Takes 8...
cdoc.com/killcount. ZocDoc.com/killcount. After way more weeks of practice, can the infected score more kills? Let's find out and get to them. The movie begins with dinner prep for candlelit
Easy, bitch.
pasta
Easy,
paired with the
bitch.
finest
Easy, bitch.
vintage
Easy, bitch.
vino.
Ah!
Drinkable.
It's still early on during the rage virus, more like 5 to 6 days later than 28. Husband and wife Don and Alice are holed up in a cottage where they can't even kiss without getting interrupted. They're there with other survivors, elderly cottage owners Jeff and Sally, token grump Jacob, and Karen, who's gone totally Barbara since the recent death of her boyfriend. Doomsday dinner is interrupted by a knocking. Who's there?
Don, it's a kid.
Kid who? No, seriously, who's the kid? Don doesn't want to undo their barricading work, but eventually lets the boy inside. I love the reveal that this dark, dingy scene has been taking place in the middle of the day. That's just how good they are at barricading. The hungry pasta muncher makes himself at home as, wait a minute, I know that little pants pisser. Don begins to question if it was a good idea to let him in.
Sam.
I'm gonna go with no. The housewarming party gets started with forearm divorce as Karen is pulled outside for some ramen. By the time Jacob pulls her back, she's already rageful. She nearly pukes on Jake, but Don saves him by bashing her head in with a crowbar. Ah, great. Now that grout is a biohazard. More infected pour into the house as Don fights them off, giving the other survivors a chance to escape. Alice and the kid get separated and head upstairs, while everyone else makes it to a barn. Jeff fails to Hodor and is overcome by the wave of infected. Jacob makes it up to a loft, but Sally takes too long mourning her husband and joins him as a result. Just as a reminder, within this franchise, we don't count infections as kills. A person who contracts the rage virus isn't technically dead and could theoretically be cured one day. It's different than zombie movies where a person dies to become a zombie. Because remember, the infected aren't zombies.
A lot of people call them zombies, but they're infected. But fine, call them zombies, I don't care.
But hey, Hawkeye says you can still call him that. Don manages to crowbar one intruder to death, but he can't stop the onslaught of rabid ragers. He heads upstairs to get Alice, but his Braveheart wife refuses to leave the stranger boy behind. Puts Don between the rage and a hard place.
Don! Help us!
Oh, holy shit, he does not! Instead, he hardcore parkours the fuck out of there. Damn, Don, dude, that was your wife. And some kid. As a reprise of the kick-ass In the House in a Heartbeat plays, the house gets overrun behind him. Not even Necavision can make Don look back. He is hell-bent on surviving. This epic opening scene is what everyone remembers about this movie, and no wonder. It kicks ass. It was partly shot by Danny Boyle, director of the first film, but his work was mostly second unit. He was too busy with Sunshine to direct the whole movie, so he recommended commercial director Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, based on his debut feature Intacto. It was the Spanish director's first English language film.
Why me? I'm not Londoner, I'm not English, I don't know the city. But they were looking for somebody who introduced, you know, a kind of fresh vision in the concept.
That fresh vision had assistance from OG writer Alex Garland, who helped with rewrites and on-set dialogue changes. Don makes it to the dock where Jacob's getting ready to cut loose. He hijacks his pleasure cruise and sorta kinda condemns him to death. Ha, classic Don. Jacob must have swapped spit with a mare zombie because he gets infected, so Don turns his old chum into new chum using the outboard motor. As he gets away, Don's left saying what we're all thinking.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Man, I love how intense this opening scene is. It perfectly demonstrates how fast things can go from quiet dinner to full-on shitstorm when you're up against the rage virus. A series of time jumps catches us up to the current day. The infection have been starved out and NATO has moved into the UK, led by American military forces. Mainland Britain's now virus-free, so we'll count all the infected folk we saw in the cold open as having died from starvation. That includes Jeff, Sally, that kid, and 31 rage zombies. Yep, had to count each of those bastards individually. This is gonna be one of those kill counts. The people of London are attempting to rebuild their city now that it's been title card. London at large still needs a few Lysol wipes, but NATO set up a nice little timeshare on the Isle of Dogs, which isn't actually an island. It's a peninsula on the River Thames, and also a Wes Anderson film. Refugees have started returning to the city with the latest batch including Andy and Tammy. They're Don and Alice's kids, who were in Spain on a field trip when the virus broke out back home. Thank God they sold enough Yankee candles. The kids and everyone else arriving have to live in District 1, aka the Green Zone, a sonic-sounding protected area they learn about on a tram tour.
We have hot and cold running water, 24-hour electricity, a medical center, a supermarket, and even a pub.
Hey kid, pay attention. She's about to do a funny bit with Fallon on the TV. The Green Zone is played by Canary Wharf, a building complex on the Isle of Dogs that's part of London's central business district. Fresnadillo shot for 9 weeks in the UK's capital, shooting mostly in the city and East London, with a week in Hertfordshire for the opening cottage scene. I'm probably saying that wrong, sorry. Andy and Tammy are the first ever children to be admitted into the Green Zone. It's an unwelcome surprise for Chief Medical Officer Scarlet.
No one told me that we're now admitting children.
They're so sticky! The issue is swept aside by her no-nonsense boss, General Stone, who says they can handle any virus resurgence.
If it comes back, we kill it.
Code Red.
Scarlet is played by Rose Byrne, who horror fans know from the Insidious franchise, but who is also an incredible comedic actress. Look no further than Spy and Get Him to the Greek.
I'm talking about my asshole.
Stone is, of course, Idris Elba, a British actor playing an American general in a British film. Makes sense of that. He was previously seen on the kill count in Prometheus. The passengers disembark in the city, where Don train spots his kids for a tearful reunion. He's done well for himself since his divorce. He's become this place's station officer.
It says Triple A, access all areas. That's me. I basically run the place, you know?
Damn, he's got a sweet gig, a literal suite to live in, and he never has to think about that time he abandoned his wife to die.
What happened, Dad? To Mum?
Ah, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Don mostly tells the truth, but lies and says he saw actual biting take place. Doesn't mention the whole running away thing either. So much bullshit, his wife interrupts the movie to complain.
I tried to go back.
Are you really the last person to find out about this skip ads forever button? This is Pi, and if it sounds familiar to you, it's probably...
But, you know, kids are dumb, so they fall for it. Good job, Don. Smooth sailing, as long as you don't have a breakdown or anything. Keep it together, man. The Americans are swinging their big sticks around to keep peace in the green zone. They've got a team of 24/7 rooftop snipers, which includes Jeremy Renner as Sergeant Doyle. It's a thankless job, but they keep themselves entertained.
Fat guy, jerking off in the toilet.
Bug nuts. Him again. I saw him yesterday.
Doyle also lets off steam by jump scaring his friends, like helicopter pilot Flynn. Flynn's played by Harold Perrineau, current star of From and previous Father of the Year in Lost. Doyle the sniping Tom keeps a very watchful eye over the city. Ooh, and is that Cupid's crosshairs I'm seeing?
Bro, Jones, what is this with the cooldown, bro?
Don's kids sleep tight and don't let any bed bugs or rage-infected folk bite. Still, they miss their mom, and he's afraid he'll forget what she looks like. Yeah, probably, if she keeps ripping her face off in his dreams. Tammy decides to assuage his fears by plotting to get a picture of her. At first light, they go all Metal Gear Solid to sneak out of the safe zone and tee-hee their way into danger. They're too busy living an indie dramedy to even care if they get sniped. They find a crashed moped to really shore up the whimsy. Tammy nabs the keys from a bastard Skelly delivery boy. Here, brother, put on
He's
this
not
man's
fun
helmet.
back, yeah.
Let's go! The kids have a wistful journey back
Might have
home
to go
free
get a
of
chilling
traffic
check,
lights,
bro.
looking like Harry and Lloyd on their way to Colorado. For these shots
Is
of
this him?
decimated London, production designer Mark Tildelsley took inspiration from photos of real-life disasters, like Hurricane Katrina and the London Blitz. The kids find their old house exactly how they left it. Spare key in the garden, photos on the fridge, and springy death trap out back. Ha! Their trampoline is just like mine from when I was a kid. No safety net or even a cover over the springs. Mine also had like a foot-sized hole in it. Made backyard wrestling extra dangerous. Aw, look at 12-year-old me. While bouncing, Andy sees movement in the creepiest room of the house and decides to check it out all alone. He finds crosses on the wall, maggots on the table, and a feral woman in the corner. Oh shit, wait a minute, that's a feral mom!
I knew it.
You have been living like Newton aliens. Mama Alice has forgotten uninfected etiquette, so she hugs Andy a bit too hard. It sends him fleeing to a heavily armed hazmat team that just showed up. They take her back to District 1 for a screamy, steamy shower and some medical testing. The kids are similarly quarantined until Daddy Don is informed.
We found your kids.
Awesome! Cheers all around!
We found your wife, too.
Oh, that's super. That's great. Seriously. As you might expect, his kids aren't thrilled about being lied to.
You said you saw her die.
Don says he didn't use those exact words, which, you know, is true, but like I said, kids are dumb. They don't care if you're technically correct. But science backs up the Donster. Alice was bitten and really should be dead.
There's no question, sir. She has the virus. She's infected.
As it turns out, she is infected, but she's
What are we
immune
in
to its
Edgefield, man?
effects.
Nigga,
She's
turn
an
around.
asymptomatic carrier, someone who has a disease and can spread it, even though they personally don't suffer from any symptoms. Scarlet believes that Alice's genes might help them develop a cure. Alice
Doesn't it
and
get a little bit
Andy's
closer?
genes, actually. They both have heterochromia, an inherited trait that gives you different colored eyes. General Stone is like, sure, nerd, do whatever
That's
tests
on
you
me.
need to. But they probably should have protected this potential scientific miracle a little bit more.
Yeah, I
Sid
just
Walt's
he just wants one back in with my
uses
set again.
his clearance level to visit his wife. He may be a coward sometimes,
same
but
battle.
Don's given a lot of humanity thanks to Scottish actor Robert Carlyle.
I'm so sorry. I'm scared.
Yeah, I gotta use that.
Against all odds, odds, Alice forgives Don for letting her die, and they reconcile by swapping spit. It's a sweet moment, or rather, it would be if this virus wasn't transmitted through body fluids. And there's a lot of fluids being transmitted in that case. This is the worst post-nut clarity of all time. Don hulks out around the hygienic honeymoon suite, and it is honestly horrifying. He does the hereditary head bash and attacks his wife in one of the most uncomfortable kills I've ever seen. Feels a bit too much like domestic abuse, him punching her in the face like that. Then he bites her neck. The infected are a lot more bitey in this one. I don't know why. Don ultimately kills Alice by giving her the old Jimbo special, which I guess is tradition now. Hope they keep the gouging going in 28 years later. Don escapes and continues his makeout spree with a couple of soldiers outside.
I just like it. I can't spawn it.
We'll go ahead and count this as fatal hickeys. General Stone immediately initiates Baja Blast protocol, and the kids end up stuck in quarantine.
Everything's fine. Don't worry. I'll be back in a moment.
Man, never say you'll be right back, because you won't be back. I mean, at least not as a human. Luckily, good neighbor Scarlet lands a headshot before he can cause any minor damage. She leads the kids past the chaos and another dead soldier she presumably done with extreme prejudice. But she's no match for a Andy gets swept away to a demonic stairwell. He finds himself in an underground parking garage, getting locked in with the other panicked evacuees. And just when he finds the perfect corner to sulk in, lockdown procedures turn out most of the lights and something starts bumping in the dark. I don't know, maybe NATO sent some pizzas down there? Nope, it's just that damn undeadbeat Dan again. Hector Carlisle's no stranger to people eating since he was a cannibal in 1999's Ravenous, which we covered on the podcast. He'd already worked with Boyle on Train Spotting and turned down the role of Major West in 28 Days Later. What sold him on the sequel was the family unit and Fresnadillo's emphasis on the inner lives of the infected. Not that they were easy to play.
When an infected person was
what? Hey, Roblox like bugging right now?
because I know that it's
I thought that was just me.
Contact lenses and covered in blood and stuff like that. So you're kind of aware that from the outside that it looks great, you know, but when you're actually doing it, it's hard work, you know.
Yeah, it's not just as simple as making zombie noises, Rose. I still love you, Rose. Donnie works overtime, turning the garage into a blood raid that would make Blade red with envy. Thank fucking Christ we're not counting infections. They made this as hectic as possible with those flashing lights. Andy climbs into the nearest air duct so he doesn't die hard and waits out the worst of it. As the fresh brewed zombies and remaining humans breach containment, NATO forces try to target the infected needles in the haystack. The bullets find their first victim and officially get this repocalypse started. Doyle and the other snipers start playing Spy Party. It gets very hard. Still, doesn't stop them from knocking off 8 infected in the initial charge. All that practice invading privacy paid off, boys.
Why does that nigga actually drop a chest?
Unfortunately, things quickly go foobar.
Middle of the week, my nigga.
With the collateral damage.
Shoot everything. Targets are now free. We've lost control.
Damn, dude, they haven't even reloaded yet. Gotta ease them into the war crimes, my man. Scarlet and Tammy manage to find cover, but when Andy finally gizmos his way to freedom, In the House in a Heartbeat starts up again. Historically, not a good sign. Sure enough, the snipers start raining hot lead on the crowd below.
Rooftop units target everyone at ground level. No exceptions. Repeat, no exceptions.
In a sequence that's more disturbing than any of the blood puke stuff, the snipers gun down 14 unarmed civilians.
Gosh,
literally
that clip
in one
was
guy's
deadly,
It is
bro.
honestly sickening to watch. This highly effective sequence is no doubt informed by when this movie was made. Awash in the war on terror and the Bush regime's fight against global terrorism. Stone's perspective is one of utility. Is it worth killing 15,000 to potentially save the population of the world? I don't know, but it gives 28 weeks later
I'm gonna try this
a
one.
different sense of doom than its predecessor. Doyle is having a major moral crisis, especially when he gets Andy in his sights. So instead, he pops a Rager, slathering the kid in bad blood. Don't get that in your mouth, little buddy.
Oh, he's just walling off the bed.
Mercy murders his buddy who's getting ravaged by the infected on the rooftop.
Why is he hitting me and not you?
My nigga. 54 more bodies
Where'd he go?
to the count, not including the collateral we've already.
My
nigga.
Where'd he go?
It's kind of hard to tell what's going on down there. Really
He's not even here.
Scope in for a better look, but he's officially
He
decided.
glitched somewhere, bro.
Amidst the chaos, Andy joins a group of survivors hiding in a nearby
He's
warehouse.
nowhere.
They
I
think
don't
he
even
is
see him.
his sister, and
How back on the boat, bro?
that lady he just met. He lets Tammy know their father.
Start driving, bro. So we see this nigga.
Bummer. Honestly, this whole place is like the capital of Bummersville. Luckily, Doyle shows up and offers to take along anyone who wants to escape with him.
Why aren't you at your post?
I don't see anything under the water, bro.
Aren't you?
Hey, you two! Save the sparks for the company Christmas party. He leads Scarlet, the kids, and some other meatbags on a nighttime trek out of the green
Where?
zone. This
Oh.
I could have been bugging, nigga. For night, like a lot of the
But I seen a glimpse. I seen a glimpse trace of that
abandoned,
nigga, bro.
Since the real London had all its lights on at night.
You gotta come up on me.
Untreated footage in the original trailer. It's one of many ways cinematographer Enrique Chediak tried to maintain the grit of 28 Days Later, even though their camera was a lot sleeker this time.
Enrique did a lot of handheld. I mean, he was.
I already took off damn near a bar.
Blood always on the camera. It's always covered
You
in
gotta come up.
plastic and right in the thick of things.
Doyle calls on his eye-in-the-sky Flynn for a traffic report, and it is looking like quite the jam down there.
Yeah,
they just got their orders. They're firebombing all of District 1.
Oh no! Someone saved Jack Quaid! Flynn tells Doyle he only has 4 minutes and directs him to a pickup point outside the city. Only problem is, some of
You
Doyle's
got it, I got it.
coworkers are still clocked in. A hail of sniper fire kills 2 of the red shirts.
The fuck you mean you're 6 HP?
Takes a hit to the leg. Scarlet, you're turning scarlet, Scarlet! With time ticking away, Doyle tries to use a less important
How are you
weapon as
6
distraction.
HP?
This guy named, this guy named Sam. Sam's none too keen to go for it without any plot armor, so Andy saves the guy from
Alright, get back on the ship. Go back on the ship. Go back on the ship. Go back on the ship and drive away. You see me soloing this nigga.
One who's quiet quitting. The survivors head underground as the military starts firebombing the city. Really stretching our limits here, but we'll add 44 kills to the count, as infected and survivors alike are roasted in the flames. Although, should I be counting?
I gotta eat soon.
'Cause even the overcooked ones still have some bite left in them. And don't get at me about how they mentioned 15,000 people in the green zone earlier, because we can't say all of them were killed here. Consider Don. He stays untoasted.
Where's his chest?
He's not the only one either. A really weird slide
Where?
transition.
Wait,
Seriously, what the
he spawned
fuck
in.
is happening here? Reveals that hordes of the
You see the bubbles right there, my nigga?
escaping to London. For the firebombing,
Look.
President Dio envisioned the napalm
Wait.
flowing through the city
I'm gonna
streets
ship. I
like
gotta
water.
go.
Less
I'm
like a wall of fire like Independence Day, and more like the flooding in the day after tomorrow. To achieve the effect,
I'm about to just go solo, bro. No, you good, bro. I got it.
They set them at 90 degrees and burned them vertically to create
You
the
need it.
illusion of flowing
You
water.
really need it.
That footage was then combined with aerial
I look, I was
images
starting.
and
You
blue
just
screen footage
come
to
after, I
stunt
guess.
them
I don't
by
know.
Visual effects supervisor Sean Matheson. A
He
fire
went straight to the.
cuts movie
Wait.
short, but our heroes make
Where
it
the
out
fuck?
unharmed.
Oh,
They
there
take
he is.
refuge at an extremely British carnival where Scarlet and Doyle get a chance to debrief. She tells him that Andy's genes might hold the cure for the rage virus. He tells her how much he misses his favorite store.
It's not a target anymore.
Flynn interrupts their budding situationship to let him know they've got an incoming infected horde. He takes the helicopter to a nearby farm to pick him up, but he's only expecting a party of 1 and refuses to honor companion certificates. He's okay with a little light treason for a friend, sure, but not these randos. As they negotiate, Sam panics and finally makes a name for himself by hopping on the chopper and fucking everything up. The commotion attracts the nearby infected, forcing Flynn to take drastic measures.
Those with Robin Hood Gold can enjoy a 3% IRA match. Tremendous.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with...
In an impressive aerial maneuver, Flynn uses the chopper to blend up
Nah, let's get a lot
54
more, nigga.
members of the approaching
Oh, you're a
horde.
dick
Because
rider,
red
nigga.
versus blue, this
Oh
doesn't
my
seem
god.
possible. But who cares? Look at all that infected viscera fly. A lot of this group kill had a practical base to it. Tons of wires, pyrotechnics, and literal tomato juice. I love it. Fresno Dio wanted the sequel's infected to have more guts, and the same animalistic rage as the first film's chained up private mailer. They brought on movement specialist Paul Casey, who had played an infected in 28 Days Later. Following that film's lead, Casey auditioned performers with movement backgrounds like gymnasts, dancers, mimes, and circus performers. They ended up with a batch of 60 who attended an infected movement workshop run by Casey. It makes them scary and interesting to watch, even if Doyle can still one-shot a couple infected while they're running away. He's just that good. Impressively, Sam's been holding on this whole time, but now he finally falls to his death. You know, this movie's kind of mean. Doyle,
I need to eat right now.
Sam, is also trying to survive, kills 4 zombies with only 3 shots.
I was lucky about
Where'd
a
that magic
fucking
bullet come
star.
from, man? Share with the class. Flynn tells Doyle to ditch those zeros and link
Niggas
up with
on
the
this,
Hilo
yeah.
at Wembley Stadium. So our group gets back to limping again. They don't make it far before NATO nerve gases the city, forcing them to recreate the ending of The Mist, or at least most of it. They
Where's the
shut off
chest
the AC
at? Oh,
faster than a
true.
man on a road trip.
Didn't expect this bitch to actually
Freezing
be there.
outside. The infected are not as lucky and quickly succumb to the gas. Uh-oh,
You just hit me, my nigga?
Nope, never mind. She dead too. Thank God it's all over though. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, that's what we doing?
Ghost
The whole fucking chest?
Flamethrowers! They're here to double torch any survivors.
Yes, my nigga, the whole fucking chest.
The car won't start. Someone needs to get
Oh,
out
bro,
the
keep
bushes,
your
so
shit, bro.
Doyle volunteers. He steps
Weak
out
ass
and
nigga.
manages to give the car a boost before going down in a blaze of glory. Roast in peace, buddy. Roast in peace. Scarlett puts the pedal to the metal and totally
Wait, how much, do you have any 8-arm manifestations or no?
pilot than Flynn, but Scarlett manages to outdrive the bullet storm.
Wait, what's in that chest over there? Hold on. Drive to that chest right there. To the right.
The car down the escalator.
I don't know if that's a Kaito chest.
Kids on foot with Doyle's thermal scope. Tons of bodies down
No,
here.
because remember, we killed him twice.
From behind the scenes footage, they're all just clothes and
Nigga, who are you
bastards
playing
scally. Meaning I don't need a counter.
I remember.
Scarlett helps the kids.
Nigga, this is a. I just got a fucking moon's eye, bro. This is a fucking Kaito chest.
Y'all play D-Booking, nigga?
Yeah, they have fun here.
Yeah, my roommate plays it.
Tammy makes a
I mean, he doesn't play like that. He used to, but I got him back into it.
Scarlett finds her, but not Andy. And while looking for him, they run into Don, who has somehow
Ain't
managed
really
to track
shit in
them
here.
all the way across London. Damn, that is persistence. He proceeds to beat Scarlett to death.
I might have to hop on my bank slot to see if I have any more. If you want to keep grinding
Lets his
Kaito.
daughter live to confirm the kill. Andy's wandering by his lonesome when he's cornered.
Hey, if
by
y'all do Kaito, let me know if y'all get a brilliant
See
cape.
him take a bite out of her, bro.
A what?
A brilliant cape.
Good on actor Macintosh Muggleton and his Harry
I see you, like,
Potter-ass
running from
name
this.
for one of the most painful screams I've ever heard. Because of the age and inexperience the part called for, he was the first actor cast.
Like my nigga.
The kids really, because they take the longest time because you have to find them. We were searching in schools and stuff, and we found this.
You're logging?
Mac,
Just like that?
He gives Andy an authentic haunted quality. Even before the zombies show up. Tammy arrives and the disappointment in her eyes reminds Don so much of
Oh,
Alice,
shit.
he gives up gnawing on Andy just to kill her, you know, for old time's sake. But Tammy proves she also
Oh, I
inherited
low-key
her
do
mom's
need
guts by
insanity.
spilling her dad's all over the station with a gun.
Ooh, what do I do?
Tammy is
Hold
played
on.
by a 17-year-old Imogen Poots.
And that happy play gets
Best and
ever.
final
What
girl
the
in the
fuck?
remake of Black Christmas. Fearing the
Wait, this
worst,
is PvE.
Andy tries to get away
Teleport
with
me
his
back so
sister
I can fight
before
this
he
guy, bro.
dies.
Am I one of them?
But he's not only inherited his mother's eyes, but her
Hey, look at that
immune to
clip.
symptoms, too.
Assassination
Lucky them.
Salaha is
Together, the
crazy.
siblings walk across
This your new build?
London to Flynn's pickup spot at Wembley Stadium. They couldn't film at the real Wembley since it was undergoing renovations, so they shot this scene at Millennium Stadium in Cardiff and digitally altered the footage. Flynn's not thrilled to be babysitting, but you know, what's he gonna do? Go home empty-handed? And who will tell everyone about his sick helicopter skills? They fly over what's left of the burning city and out to sea, towards Europe.
Just shitting on them. I don't even know what they were fucking doing.
Psych! And he must have forgotten to wash his hands after eating a baguette or
We
something.
might have to reset again if he doesn't spawn.
02. This ending is great, but the movie originally ended with the peaceful footage of Flynn's abandoned chopper.
Yeah, let me know if you get what's it. If I get what's it.
Wasn't punchy enough. 2 days before final cut was due, they
I have a brilliant cape,
shot
Samir.
this scene illegally with local actors, tacking it on just under the wire. Honestly, great call. After all, a movie with this much death can't end that nice. But how much death are we talking here? Let's find out and get to the.
Okay. Let's see, where am I? Yeah! Oh, nope. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Okay. Ah! Infected Zoran!
Oh, no, I'm not infected. I'm just
Infected Zoran!
Yeah, Jones, you want to just go ahead and respawn, bro?
A
8 minutes.
A few years ago, a friend reached out to me.
Yeah, go ahead and keep driving. No, go ahead and keep driving, bro. Go ahead and keep looking, bro. Me some cheese while you look.